How do you see the Steelers defense matching up against Saquon Barkley?
Yeah, this to me, Kyle, is kind of the game within the game. You know, if you had to pick one kind of matchup segment type thing to talk about that's going to have the most direct outcome to this, I think it's how the Steelers defensive front does against Saquon and that offensive line. I mean, you look at the offensive line for the Eagles, Kyle, and it's like beef. I mean, there is not I think like 6'3", 310 pounds is the smallest guy on your offensive line. Landon Dickerson's a monster. Lane Johnson's a monster. Mailata's a monster. Becton's a monster. I mean, they are big dudes against a Steelers defensive front. You know, guys like TJ Watt and Alex Highsmith that are just absolute surgeons, but not necessarily in that beefy way. Cam Hayward is a big dude, and for me, he's kind of the most under-discussed aspect of the Steelers right now. He's having an incredible season. Kyle, I don't know if you do this like I do, but I like to reference Pro Football Focus like when it suits my argument, but then
Correct.
just take a dump on them at any other times. I mean, we're week 15 here in the National Football League. That's a lot of data points. They have Cam Hayward ranked as the number 1 interior defensive lineman in the NFL. They had him ahead of Dexter Lawrence before he got hurt. They've got him ahead of Chris Jones in the outstanding year that he's having in Kansas City. Guys like Jalen Carter as well, too, having really good years. Cam Hayward has been outstanding. But beside him, Larry Ogunjobi's been up and down. Keanu Benton, second-year guy, has been up and down. Played really well this past Sunday against Cleveland, but had been quiet for a couple weeks. If they can kind of not let Cam Hayward wreck the game, right? Like, you know how you have it's the same conversation you used to have about Fletcher Cox. Like, if you can just manage this guy, make somebody else kill us, don't let this guy kill us, I think the Eagles are going to be able to have some success. I don't think it'll be a disaster for the Steelers, but the Steelers' defensive front, Kyle, is made more to go after quarterbacks than it is to stop the run. That is just the way they're designed. That's the way they're built. That doesn't mean that they can't stop the run. None of that. But they don't have as many of the big thumping types. They have more of the guys who can move in space. And against that offensive line, against Saquon Barkley, I'll be very interested to see how that plays out. Patrick Queen is going to be big in this conversation as well, too. Obviously, first year with the Steelers, was signed from the Baltimore Ravens, the middle linebacker for the Steelers. I think he's playing some of his best football of the season right now. You know, coming over from a division rival, I think it took him a little time to get ingrained in the defense, but it looks like the game's really slowed down for him. Deshaun Elliott, same type of thing, joining the Steelers, the strong safety from Miami this past offseason as a free agent. Those two guys are by far the Steelers' best second-level tacklers, if you will. And so a lot of it is going to come down to those guys. Can the defensive front for the Steelers do just enough so PQ and Deshaun Elliott can go attack Saquon Barkley downhill? They need to, because if not, it could be a very long afternoon.